Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we are diving headfirst into Maryland insurance laws.
Yeah, it's gonna be a wild ride.
You might be thinking, insurance laws?
Right.
Sounds a little dry, but stick with us
Oh, it's juicy, I promise.
because we're talking about your money,
That's right.
your protection, your peace of mind. And trust me, once we get into these sources, you'll be amazed at some of the stuff we found.
Oh, for sure, for sure. We've got stacks of documents here covering everything from life insurance to health insurance, long-term care, even dental.
Dental. You wouldn't believe what we learned about dental insurance in Maryland.
Oh, yeah, it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's take a step back.
Okay, back to basics.
The big picture. How does Maryland even regulate its insurance industry?
Yeah, it's not like the Wild West out there, right?
Right.
There's got to be some rules, some oversight.
Definitely not the Wild West. Maryland's got a pretty sophisticated system in place, and it all starts with the Insurance Commission,
The insurance commissioner,
appointed by the governor themselves. This person, they've got a ton of power.
okay, so what does this insurance commissioner actually do?
Well, for starters, they're responsible for examining the financial records of every single insurance company in the state,
Wow, every single one.
at least once every 5 years.
So they're making sure these companies are actually financially healthy and able to pay out claims.
Exactly. They're looking at solvency, making sure they have the reserves to cover potential losses.
That makes sense. It wouldn't be very reassuring if your insurance company suddenly went belly up when you needed them most.
Right.
So the commissioner's like a financial watchdog, making sure these companies are playing by the rules.
You got it. And that's not all. They also have a big say in the premiums we pay.
Really? So they can actually influence how much we shell out for insurance.
Absolutely. The commissioner plays a key role in setting standards for rate making, ensuring that the premiums you pay are fair and reasonable.
That's good to know. So it's not just a free-for-all where insurers can charge whatever they want.
Yep, not at all.
There's a system in place to keep them in check and protect consumers.
You got it. The commissioner is there to balance the interests of both the insurance companies and the policyholders.
That's reassuring. But what about the people actually selling the insurance? Not just anyone can walk in off the street and start peddling insurance policies, right?
Oh, definitely not. There's a whole licensing process to become an insurance professional in Maryland.
Okay, so spill the beans. What does it take to become a licensed insurance pro?
Well, first you got to know the difference between a producer and an advisor.
Okay, producer versus advisor. What's the distinction?
A producer, they're the ones selling insurance policies, right?
Got it.
But an advisor, they offer advice, guidance about insurance, usually for a fee.
Uh-huh. So they're more like consultants helping you navigate the insurance world.
Exactly. And both require licenses, but the roles are totally distinct.
Okay, makes sense. So let's say I want to be a producer. I want to be out there selling insurance policies. What do I have to do?
Well, first things first, you got to be at least 18 years old. Can't have any teenagers selling insurance.
Smart move.
Then there's a background check.
Of course. Got to make sure you're trustworthy.
Then comes the pre-licensing education. You got to learn the ropes, understand the ins and outs of insurance.
Sounds intense.
And finally, the big test, the state licensing exam.
Pass that, and you're officially an insurance pro.
Not so fast. The learning never stops.
What do you mean?
Continuing education. To keep your license, you got to stay up to date on all the latest developments in the insurance world.
So it's like a doctor or a lawyer. Always got to be learning.
Precisely. 24 hours of continuing education every 2 years, with at least 3 of those hours focused on ethics.
Ethics, that's a big one.
Huge. We need to know that these folks are looking out for our best interests.
Right, because let's be honest, there are always going to be some bad apples out there. People trying to cut corners or maybe even break the law.
Oh, absolutely. And that's where we get into the territory of unfair trade practices.
Unfair trade practices. Sounds ominous.
It is. It covers a whole range of shady stuff. Things like misrepresenting the terms of a policy.
So basically, lying to people about what their insurance actually covers.
Exactly. Or engaging in false advertising, making promises they can't keep.
God, cool.
Or even discriminating against certain groups of people, like, say, refusing to insure someone based on their race or religion or something like that.
That's just wrong.
Totally illegal.
And then there's this thing you mentioned earlier, twisting.
Ah, twisting. That's a classic. Imagine this. You've got a perfectly good life insurance policy.
Okay, I'm with you.
But then a producer comes along and convinces you to ditch it.
Ditch a perfectly good policy. Why would I do that?
Well, they might mislead you about the benefits of a new policy, make it sound way better than your current one.
Just to earn themselves a bigger commission, I bet.
Bingo. That's twisting. Pure and simple. using deception to get you to switch policies for their own personal gain.
That's messed up.
And guess what? It's illegal. Maryland has serious consequences for this kind of behavior. We're talking fines, license revocation.
So they could lose their license to sell insurance.
Oh, yeah. And in some cases, even jail time.
Wow. Maryland does not mess around when it comes to protecting consumers from these unfair practices.
Nope. They're serious about it. They even have a specific insurance fraud act.
A whole act just for insurance fraud.
Yep. It covers any intentional deception when it comes to insurance. Like if you try to forge a signature on a document.
Or cook the books to inflate a claim and get more money.
You got it. That's insurance fraud, plain and simple. And the penalties, even steeper. Fines up to $50,000, imprisonment for up to 15 years, and you can kiss your insurance license goodbye.
Yikes. Maryland's is definitely sending a message. They're not going to tolerate this kind of behavior.
Not a chance. They're serious about protecting consumers. They've got the laws in place to back it up.
That's good to know. It makes me feel a lot better about navigating the insurance world in Maryland, knowing that these protections are in place.
Exactly. It's all about creating a level playing field, making sure everyone's playing by the rules.
So we've talked about the big picture of insurance regulation, the role of the commissioner, the licensing process, and those pesky unfair trade practices. But now let's get into the specifics. Let's talk about a particular type of insurance that's near and dear to many people's hearts.
Oh, which one's that?
Life insurance.
Ah, yes. Life insurance, the cornerstone of financial planning.
It's all about protecting your loved ones.
Exactly. Making sure they're taken care of if something happens to you. And as we've seen, Maryland is all about consumer protection.
Right.
So it's no surprise they've got some very specific rules when it comes to life insurance policies.
I'm all ears. Let's say I'm sitting down with a life insurance producer discussing my options. What are they required to tell me?
Transparency is key. First off, they have to provide you with two very important documents. The buyer's guide
Buyer's guide?
and the policy summary.
What are those all about?
The buyer's guide is like Insurance 101. It helps you compare different policies, understand the lingo, all that good stuff. And then you have the policy summary. That one gets into the nitty-gritty details of the specific policy you're considering.
Got it. So you're not just signing on the dotted line blindly.
Nope.
You have all the information you need to make an informed decision.
Exactly.
What about those charts they sometimes show you? The ones that project how your policy might perform over time.
Oh, those are called illustrations.
Illustrations, right?
But here's the thing. They're not guarantees. It's like a weather forecast. It gives you an idea of what might happen, but things can always change.
Right. Life throws curveballs. So it's important not to take those illustrations as gospel.
Exactly. They're just projections based on certain assumptions.
What if you already have a life insurance policy and you're thinking of switching to a new one? Is that allowed?
It is. It's called replacement. But hold on, Maryland has some rules about that too.
Of course they do. What kind of rules?
Well, first of all, the producer has to give you a notice regarding replacement. Yep. It clearly explained what switching policies actually means, all the potential consequences, that sort of thing. And both you and the producer, you both got to sign it.
So there's a paper trail.
Exactly. Proof that you were informed about the replacement. Then, the producer needs a list of all your existing life insurance policies that would be replaced.
Including policy numbers? Names of the companies?
All of it. Gotta be thorough. And the new insurance company, they have to send a written notice to your existing insurer informing them about the proposed replacement.
So the old insurer has a chance to fight back, try to keep you as a customer.
You got it.
It's like a battle for your insurance dollars.
But ultimately, it's your decision.
Right. I'm in control.
And to protect you from any shady pressure tactics, the new insurer has to give you a 30-day free look period after you get the new policy.
A free look period. What's that?
Basically, you've got a whole month to really examine the new policy, read the fine print, make sure it's the right fit for you,
And if it's not,
send it back.
for a full refund.
You got it. No questions asked.
And awesome. It gives you peace of mind knowing you're not stuck with a policy you don't like.
Right, exactly. It's all about giving you, the consumer, the power to choose.
But let's dig deeper. Let's talk about what's actually in these life insurance policies. Are there any specific things that every policy in Maryland must have?
Oh, definitely. There are several key provisions designed to protect policyholders. We've already talked about the free look period.
Right.
But there's also the grace period.
The grace period.
That gives you a little wiggle room if you're late on a premium payment.
So you don't automatically lose your coverage if you miss a payment by a day or two.
Precisely. In Maryland, the grace period for life insurance is 30 days.
30 days, okay.
And get this, if you pass away during that grace period, your beneficiaries will still get the death benefit.
Wow, that's pretty generous.
They just deduct any outstanding premiums.
Makes sense. So it's like a safety net in case life gets in the way and you forget to pay your bill on time.
Exactly. Life happens.
What other important provisions are there?
Well, there's the incontestability clause.
Incontestability clause. Sounds serious.
It is. It basically means that after your policy's been enforced for 2 years, the insurance company can't contest it.
Contest it.
Right. They can't deny a claim based on any misstatements you might have made on your application.
So if I accidentally put down the wrong birth date or something, they can't use that against me later on.
Exactly. Unless it was outright fraud, of course.
Of course. So as long as you were honest, your policy is solid after 2 years.
Precisely. And then there's the policy loan provision.
Policy lane.
You can actually borrow money against your life insurance policy.
Really? I never knew that.
Yep. But there's a cap on the interest rate.
How much?
8%.
8%, okay.
That prevents insurers from charging exorbitant rates and taking advantage of people in a tough spot.
That makes sense. So it's a way to access cash if you need it, but without getting gouged on interest.
Exactly. It's there as an option, but it's important to understand the terms and conditions.
Right. Always read the fine print. Now, let's talk about a slightly different type of life insurance.
Oh, which one?
Group life insurance. A lot of people get this through their employers. How does that work in Maryland?
Oh, group life insurance is pretty common. It's a great way to get coverage, especially if you're part of a larger organization.
What kinds of groups are eligible for this coverage?
Well, you've got your employee groups, of course, but also labor unions, trustee groups, even debtor groups.
Debtor groups. Who are they?
Think of it this way. If someone takes out a loan and they pass away before paying it back,
Okay, yeah.
the lender still wants their money, right? So debtor group life insurance ensures that the debt is covered.
Even if the borrower's gone.
Exactly. It protects both the borrower's family and the lender's financial interests.
Makes sense. But what happens if you leave your job and you had group life insurance through your employer? Do you just lose that coverage?
That's where the conversion rate comes in. It lets you convert your group coverage to an individual policy.
So you don't have to start from scratch and go through the whole application process again.
Nope. And the best part, you don't have to prove you're insurable.
No medical exams or anything?
Exactly. You're automatically eligible to convert.
That's a huge relief. You don't want to be left scrambling for coverage just because you changed jobs. Speaking of safety nets, let's circle back to something we mentioned earlier.
What's that?
The Maryland Life and Health Guarantee Association.
Ah, yes. The Guarantee Association. Now, this is where things get really interesting.
I'm all ears. What's so special about this association?
It's like a superhero. They swoop in to save the day when an insurance company goes belly up,
Belly up.
goes bankrupt,
Oh,
can't pay its claims.
that's my worst nightmare.
Right. But don't worry, the Guarantee Association steps in to protect policyholders.
So it's like a backup plan for when things go wrong in the insurance world.
Exactly. And the coverage they provide is significant.
Okay, tell me more. What do they cover?
For life insurance death benefits, up to $300,000 per person.
$300,000.
Cash surrender values. Up to $100,000.
That's a lot of money.
And they even cover certain annuity benefits. Up to $250,000.
Wow. Annuities are those things that pay you a regular income, right?
Right, usually in retirement. So even if your annuity provider goes under, the Guarantee Association has your back.
That's a huge weight off my shoulders. It makes me feel so much better knowing that the safety net is there, especially when you're talking about something as important as life insurance.
It's all about peace of mind, knowing that your coverage is solid, even if the unthinkable happens.
Right. And it shows how seriously Maryland takes consumer protection in the insurance market.
Absolutely. They're not just setting up rules, they're backing them up with real action.
So we've covered a lot of ground with life insurance. But let's move on to another essential type of coverage.
Let's do it.
Health insurance. It's a topic that's been in the news a lot lately.
Oh, yeah.
And it's something that affects everyone.
Every single one of us.
So how does Maryland handle this complex and often confusing world of health insurance?
Well, just like with life insurance, they've got a whole set of regulations in place.
Of course they do. Give me the highlights. What are some of the key things that every health insurance policy in Maryland has to include?
Okay, so first off, there's the entire contract provision.
The entire contract.
It means that the policy itself, the application, and any attachments, that's the whole deal. The entire agreement between you and the insurer.
No hidden clauses or surprises.
Yep.
Transparency. I like it.
And then there's the incontestability period.
Incontestability period. Okay. Remind me what that is.
It's basically a 2-year window.
2 years.
After those 2 years, the insurer can't deny a claim based on misstatements in your application.
So if I accidentally messed up my birth date or something, they can't hold it against me after 2 years.
Exactly, unless you are intentionally trying to defraud them, of course.
Of course. Honesty is the best policy.
Always. Now, what happens if you miss a payment and your policy lapses?
Oh, that's not good.
It happens. But the good news is there's usually a way to reinstate your coverage.
So you're not completely out of luck?
Nope. But here's the catch.
Catch.
If your policy is reinstated, there's a 10-day waiting period
10 days.
before coverage for sickness kicks back in.
So if I get sick during those 10 days, I'm out of pocket.
It's designed to prevent people from gaming the system.
Right. You can't just wait until you get sick and then scramble to reinstate your coverage.
Exactly. But here's the interesting part. Injuries from accidents, those are covered immediately upon reinstatement.
Oh, that's interesting. So they treat sickness and accidents differently.
Accidents are usually unforeseen.
Right. You can't plan for a car crash.
Exactly.
Now let's talk about a big one. Pre-existing conditions.
Pre-existing conditions, that's a hot topic.
A lot of people are worried about this. How does Maryland handle pre-existing conditions in health insurance?
Okay, so this is where things get a little tricky. For individual health insurance policies,
Individual policies, okay.
insurers can exclude coverage for pre-existing conditions.
What does that mean exactly?
So pre-existing conditions are health conditions that you've received treatment for in the past.
Okay, so like if I had asthma as a kid, that could be considered a pre-existing condition.
Exactly. And they can exclude coverage for those conditions for a certain period of time,
How long?
a maximum of 12 months from the date you enrolled in the policy.
So for a whole year, I might not be covered for something I've already had treatment for.
Right. It can be frustrating, but that's for individual policies.
Okay, what about group health plans? The ones you get through your employer.
Group plans are a bit different. The look-back period is shorter. They only consider pre-existing conditions that you received treatment for in the 6 months before your coverage started.
6 months, okay.
But the maximum exclusion period is still 12 months.
Okay, so even with group plans, there's a potential waiting period for coverage of pre-existing conditions.
Right. But there's something called creditable coverage.
Creditable coverage. What in the world is that?
It's basically proof that you had previous health insurance coverage. And if you had continuous coverage without a big gap,
A big gap. How long are we talking?
63 days or more,
Okay.
then that previous coverage can actually reduce the exclusion period for pre-existing conditions under your new plan.
So if I had health insurance through a previous job, that could count towards my coverage under a new plan.
Exactly. It encourages people to maintain continuous coverage, which is good for everyone.
Makes sense. You don't want people jumping in and out of insurance just to avoid paying for coverage when they're healthy.
Right. Now, let's talk about some things that make Maryland's health insurance laws unique. Things you won't find in every state.
Oh, I love those little quirks. What's different about Maryland?
Well, they have a specific age limit for when kids can stay on their parents' health insurance.
Okay, what's the magic number? 18. 21.
22. So your kids can stay on your plan until they turn 23.
Wow, that's pretty generous. It gives young adults a lot more time to get on their feet financially and find their own coverage.
It's a great safety net for young people. And get this, there's no age limit for physically or mentally handicapped dependents.
Really. So if you have a child with a disability who needs ongoing care, they can stay on your plan indefinitely.
As long as they're unmarried and dependent on you for support.
That's a huge relief for families with special needs children.
Absolutely. Maryland really prioritizes families in their health insurance laws.
That's fantastic.
Mhm.
What other Maryland-specific quirks are there?
Well, there's a requirement for newborn child coverage from the moment of birth.
That makes sense. Babies need health care right from the start.
All health plans that cover family members have to cover a newborn child for at least 31 days.
31 days.
And there's no waiting period. Coverage starts immediately.
It's like they're saying, welcome to the world, little one. You're covered.
And then there's the requirement for minimum maternity benefits.
Maternity benefits. Tell me more.
Any health plan that covers maternity care has to provide at least 48 hours of inpatient care after a vaginal delivery.
48 hours. Okay, and what about C-sections?
96 hours.
96, that makes sense. C-sections are major surgery. So Maryland is ensuring that new mothers have adequate time to recover in the hospital after giving birth.
It's all about protecting the health of both mothers and babies.
Now, here's one that might surprise you. Maryland requires health insurance plans to cover something called off-label drug use.
Off-label drug use, what's that?
It's when a doctor prescribes a drug for something that it's not officially approved for by the FDA.
Oh, okay. But why would a doctor do that?
Sometimes there's scientific evidence to support using a drug for a different condition, even if it hasn't gone through the whole FDA approval process for that specific use.
Interesting. So even though it's not officially approved for that particular condition, my insurance might still have to cover it.
Exactly, if there's enough medical evidence to back it up.
That gives patients more treatment options.
Right, and it allows doctors to use their best judgment.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Maryland seems to be really forward-thinking when it comes to healthcare.
Absolutely. They're pushing boundaries and advocating for patients' rights.
That's great to see. Now, let's zoom in on a particular group. Small businesses.
Small businesses, the backbone of our economy.
Exactly. But providing health insurance for employees can be a real challenge for small businesses.
I bet it's a big expense.
It is. And the rules can be complicated.
So how does Maryland make it easier for small businesses to offer health insurance?
Well, first, we got to define small employer. In Maryland, that's any business with 2 to 50 employees.
2 to 50. Okay, got it. So relatively small businesses.
And when they offer a health benefit plan, they have to offer at least the standard plan.
The standard plan, what's that?
It's basically a benchmark plan designed to ensure a minimum level of coverage.
So no skimping on the essentials.
Exactly. And it includes all those essential health benefits we talked about earlier, the ones required by the Affordable Care Act.
Sounds pretty comprehensive.
It is. And there's something else. These small employer health plans have to offer a special enrollment period.
A special enrollment period.
60 days.
60 days for what?
For certain life events.
Life events like what?
Like getting married, having a baby, adopting a child, things like that.
Oh, right. Big life changes that often come with new healthcare needs.
Precisely. So even if it's outside of the regular open enrollment period, you can still enroll in the plan.
That's really helpful. It's all about flexibility, making sure
Yeah.
people have access to coverage when they need it most.
Right.
Wow, we've covered a lot of ground already.
Yeah.
From the big picture of insurance regulation to the nitty-gritty details of life and health insurance.
It's amazing how much there is to know about this stuff.
But believe it or not, there's still more to come. Stay tuned for part 2 of our deep dive, where we'll delve into long-term care, Medicare supplements, dental insurance.
Oh, and the Affordable Care Act.
Right. How could we forget about Obamacare? We'll be back soon to uncover even more secrets of Maryland's insurance world.
See you there. Welcome back to the deep dive. Last time we were knee-deep in health insurance.
Oh yeah, so many twists and turns.
Right. But we're not done yet. We still got tons to cover, so let's jump right in. What do you say we tackle long-term care insurance?
Long-term care. Yeah, that's something a lot of people don't think about until they need it.
Exactly. And it can get expensive.
Oh, tell me about it.
So what is it, right? Long-term care insurance helps cover those costs for help with daily living. You know, things like bathing, dressing, eating.
The stuff we take for granted when we're young and healthy.
Exactly.
But as we get older, or if we have a health condition, those things can become a real struggle.
Right. And that's where long-term care insurance comes in. It can help cover those costs, give you and your family some peace of mind. But as you might expect, Maryland has some specific rules when it comes to these policies.
Maryland. Always looking out for the consumer. What kind of rules are we talking about?
Well, first of all, right on the first page of every long-term care policy, you'll find a big, bold notice to buyer.
Notice to buyer. Sounds ominous. What's it say?
Basically, it warns you that not every cost might be covered by the policy.
Ah, so it manages expectations.
Exactly. It's not a magic bullet.
It helps people understand that long-term care insurance is there to supplement your savings and other resources, not replace them entirely.
Precisely. So it's not like, oh, I have this policy, so I'm totally covered no matter what. No, it's more like a piece of the puzzle.
Makes sense. So you have that initial notice. What else should consumers be aware of when they're shopping for long-term care insurance?
The outline of coverage?
Outline of coverage.
It gives you a clear summary of what the policy actually covers, the benefits, the exclusions, all that good stuff. And it has to be easy to understand.
So no more wading through pages of legal jargon. I like it.
Right. And here's another important thing to look for, the renewability provision.
Renewability provision. That sounds important.
Oh, it is. It has to be right there on the first page of the policy, stating whether the coverage is guaranteed renewable or non-cancelable.
Hold on. Guaranteed renewable versus non-cancelable. What's the difference?
Guaranteed renewable means they can't cancel your policy as long as you pay your premiums.
That sounds pretty good.
It is, but they can increase the premiums.
For everyone. Or just for me if I get sick.
Everyone in your rate class, like everyone who bought a similar policy at the same time.
So I'm guaranteed to have coverage, but the price might go up over time.
Right. Not non-cancelable. That's the gold standard. They can't cancel your policy, ND. They can't increase your premiums.
As long as I pay my bills on time?
You got it. Your rate is locked in.
So with non-cancelable, I know exactly what I'm getting and I can budget accordingly.
Exactly. It's the ultimate peace of mind.
But I bet those policies are more expensive, right?
They can be, yeah. But it's worth considering, especially if you're worried about your health down the road.
Right, because with a guaranteed renewable policy, you're at the mercy of the insurance company when it comes to premium increases.
Exactly. Now, just like with other types of insurance in Maryland, you have a free look period with long-term care insurance.
You can try it before you buy it.
You got it. You have 30 days to review the policy and make sure you're happy with it.
And if you're not,
Full refund.
love that.
Mm.
But let's be realistic here. Long-term care can get really expensive, and costs are always going up. How do these policies deal with inflation?
Great question. In Maryland, insurers have to offer something called inflation protection. It's optional, but it's a really smart idea.
Okay, break it down for me. What is inflation protection?
It basically increases your coverage automatically over time to keep up with the rising costs of care.
So it's like a built-in cost of living adjustment.
Exactly. Your benefits don't get eroded by inflation. They stay strong, even decades down the road.
And I don't have to do anything special to activate it.
Nope, it's automatic. The policy will spell out exactly how the increases work. It might be a certain percentage each year, or it might be tied to some kind of inflation index.
So it's all taken care of. No need to worry about it.
Precisely. It's one less thing to worry about in the future.
What about coverage for specific conditions? Are there any limitations there?
Well, insurers can exclude or limit coverage for pre-existing conditions, just like with health insurance. So it's super important to disclose everything when you apply.
Right. No surprises later on.
But there's one big exception. They can't exclude or limit benefits for Alzheimer's disease.
Wow, that's huge. Alzheimer's is a leading cause of long-term care needs.
Exactly. So even if you have a family history of Alzheimer's, you can still get coverage.
That's great news. What about home health care? A lot of people want to stay in their homes as long as possible.
I hear you. And Maryland gets that. That's why they have a specific requirement about home health care.
Okay, tell me more.
Long-term care policies have to pay for at-home care at the same daily rate they would pay for nursing home care.
So you don't have to go broke just to stay in your own home.
Exactly. As long as you meet the requirements for nursing home care, you can choose to receive care at home and get the same level of financial support. And it's even more affordable than you might think because Maryland offers a state income tax credit for people who buy long-term care insurance.
A tax credit. That's amazing. How does that work?
Basically, you can claim a credit for 100% of the eligible premiums you paid during the year.
100%.
It's a great way to make this coverage more affordable.
So it sounds like Maryland is really trying to make long-term care insurance more accessible and appealing for its residents.
They definitely are. They get it. Long-term care is important.
Yeah.
And it can be expensive.
So they're putting their money where their mouth is and offering some incentives to help people protect themselves. Speaking of protecting yourself, let's talk about another type of insurance that's crucial for those golden years.
Oh, you mean Medicare supplement policies?
Gringo. Sometimes they're called Medigap policies.
Right. And they're all about filling in those gaps in coverage left by Original Medicare.
Original Medicare, that's the federal program, right, for people 65 and older.
Exactly. And for some younger folks with disabilities. But Medicare doesn't cover everything. There can be a lot of out-of-pocket costs.
Deductibles, co-payments, all that fun stuff.
And that's where Medicare supplement policies come in. They can help cover those costs so you don't have to drain your savings when you get sick. But navigating the world of Medicare supplements can be a real headache.
So many different options. So much fine print. It's enough to make your head spin.
Tell me about it. That's why Maryland has some special regulations to make sure these policies are sold fairly and responsibly.
I'm starting to see a pattern here. Maryland really seems to prioritize consumer protection. So how do they protect people when it comes to Medicare supplements?
One of the biggest protections is the guaranteed issue.
Right. Guaranteed issue.
It means that if you apply for a Medicare supplement policy during a certain time period,
Okay.
the insurer has to sell it to you,
No matter what.
no matter your health status. They can't deny you based on pre-existing conditions.
Wow, that's huge. Especially for people who might have health issues and are worried about getting denied coverage. But what's the special time period?
It's called the open enrollment period. It starts 3 months before your 65th birthday and lasts for 7 months.
7 months. Got it. So, if you're approaching Medicare eligibility, mark your calendars. That's your chance to get a guaranteed issue Medicare supplement policy.
Exactly. Don't miss that window. It's your golden opportunity. But let's shift gears a bit. We've covered life insurance, health insurance, long-term care. What about dental insurance?
Dental insurance. Yeah, people might think dental. How important can that be?
Right. But dental care can get expensive.
Oh, tell me about it.
Yep.
Crowns, root canals, it all adds up.
And dental insurance can help make those costs more manageable. And just like with other types of insurance, there are different kinds of dental plans out there.
Okay, give me the rundown. What are the main types of dental insurance plans?
You've got your scheduled plans and your comprehensive plans.
Scheduled versus comprehensive? What's the difference?
Scheduled plans are more straightforward.
Okay.
They have specific maximum benefits for each procedure, like they'll pay up to X dollars for a cleaning, Y dollars for a filling, and so on.
So you know exactly what's covered and how much they'll pay.
Exactly. But those coverage limits might be lower. Now, comprehensive plans, they're more like your traditional health insurance plans.
So they have deductibles, coinsurance, all that stuff.
Exactly.
Got it. So what are some common things that dental insurance covers?
Well, almost all plans will cover preventative care.
Preventative care, that's like cleanings, exams, x-rays.
Exactly. And a lot of times those are covered without any deductible or coinsurance.
Why is that? Why do they emphasize preventive care so much?
It's cheaper to prevent problems than to fix them later on.
It's like that saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Precisely. It's good for your health and your wallet, but dental care can still get pricey, even with insurance. So how do these plans try to keep costs under control?
Yeah, you don't want people abusing the system and getting every single procedure under the sun.
Right. One way they do it is by requiring pre-treatment cost estimates for major procedures, like if you need a crown or a bridge.
So they're not just writing blank checks.
Exactly. They want to know how much it's going to cost before they agree to cover it. And a lot of dental plans are indemnity plans.
Indemnity plans meaning?
They pay a fixed amount for each procedure, no matter what the dentist actually charges.
So if my dentist charges more than that fixed amount, I'm on the hook for the difference.
That's right. It's a way to keep costs predictable and avoid overcharging.
Makes sense. It keeps everyone honest. But what about adverse selection?
Adverse selection.
You know that thing where people who know they're going to need a lot of dental work are more likely to buy insurance, which can drive up costs for everyone.
Ah, right. That's a valid concern. And dental plans have some ways to address that.
Okay, like what?
Some plans have probationary periods.
Probationary periods, meaning?
You have to wait a certain amount of time before certain benefits kick in.
Mm.
Or they might have waiting periods before you can get certain procedures done.
Okay, so it's not instant gratification. You got to wait your turn.
Exactly. And some plans might even require evidence of insurability, like a medical exam.
Wow, really? For dental insurance?
It depends on the plan and the person's health history.
So it's not always as simple as just signing up and getting full coverage right away.
Nope, there are some hoops to jump through sometimes. But it's all in the name of keeping the system fair and sustainable for everyone.
It's a delicate balancing act. Oh, we've covered a lot of ground today, haven't we?
We sure have. Life insurance, health insurance, long-term care, even dental. It's a lot to take in.
But believe it or not, we're not done yet. There's one more giant elephant in the room that we need to address.
Uh-oh, what's that?
The Affordable Care Act.
Obamacare.
How has this landmark legislation impacted health insurance in Maryland?
Well, it's been a game changer for sure. The ACA brought about some major shifts in the healthcare landscape, and Maryland has been right there in the thick of it, implementing these reforms.
One of the biggest changes was the creation of health insurance exchanges, right?
Exactly. Those online marketplaces where individuals and small businesses can shop for coverage. It's like Amazon for health insurance.
Big deal. Love that analogy.
Yeah.
So how do these exchanges work in Maryland?
Well, Maryland has its own state-based exchange.
So it's not just the federal marketplace.
Nope, Maryland decided to go their own way. And it's great. It's easy to use. You can compare plans side by side, see what's covered, what the premiums are, all that good stuff.
So no more digging through stacks of brochures and trying to decipher the fine print.
Exactly. And the best part? The exchange can help you find financial assistance.
Financial assistance.
Like subsidies to help lower the cost of premiums. They look at your income, your household size, all those factors.
So even if you don't have a lot of money, you can still afford health insurance.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
The ACA is all about making health insurance accessible to everyone.
But with so many different plans out there, how do you know which one is right for you?
Well, that's where those metal levels come in.
Metal levels.
You know, bronze, silver, gold, platinum.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of those,
Yeah.
but I've never really understood what they mean.
Basically, they represent different levels of coverage and cost sharing. Bronze plans, they have the lowest premiums, but you'll pay more out of pocket when you use healthcare services.
So they're good for people who are healthy and don't anticipate needing a lot of care.
Right. And then you go up the ladder, silver, gold, platinum. As you go up, the premiums go up.
But the out-of-pocket costs go down.
Exactly. So with a platinum plan, you'll pay more upfront, but less when you actually use healthcare services.
So it's a trade-off. You have to decide what's best for your budget and your health needs.
Precisely. And no matter what metal level you choose, the ACA has your back with certain protections.
Okay, like what?
No lifetime or annual limits on essential health benefits.
So I don't have to worry about hitting a ceiling on my coverage.
Exactly. You're protected no matter what. And then there's the issue of grandfathered plans.
Grandfathered plans.
Those are plans that people bought before the ACA went into effect. They don't have to follow all the ACA rules.
So they're kind of like relics from the past.
Exactly. They might not offer as many benefits or protections. So if you have a grandfathered plan, it's probably a good idea to switch to an ACA compliant plan.
Makes sense. You get better coverage and more peace of mind. Okay, now let's talk about small businesses again. We touched on them earlier.
Right, those businesses with 2 to 50 employees.
Exactly. So how has the ACA made it easier for them to provide health insurance to their employees?
They created the SHIP Marketplace.
SHIP Marketplace.
It stands for the Small Business Health Options Program Marketplace. It's basically a one-stop shop for small businesses to find health insurance plans.
Sounds convenient.
Yeah.
So what are the advantages of using the SHIP Marketplace?
Well, for one thing, it simplifies the process of choosing and enrolling in a plan. And they can get tax credits.
Tax credits, everybody loves those.
Yeah.
How do those work?
To qualify, the business generally has to have fewer than 25 full-time employees and pay average wages below a certain threshold.
Yeah, got it.
And the tax credit can cover up to 50% of the employer's contributions towards their employees' premiums.
Wow, 50%. That's a big chunk of change.
It's a huge help for small businesses. Makes it much easier for them to offer this valuable benefit to their employees.
Now, what about people who don't have access to employer-sponsored health insurance?
Right.
And maybe they don't qualify for subsidies through the exchange. What are their options? Are there any safety nets for them in Maryland?
There is. Maryland has a program called the Maryland Health Insurance Plan.
Maryland Health Insurance Plan. Okay.
It's for people who have pre-existing conditions and can't get insurance anywhere else.
This is like a last resort, a safety net for those who fall through the cracks.
You got it. Maryland wants to make sure everyone has access to health insurance no matter what.
That's amazing. It really shows their commitment to covering everyone. But there are always exceptions, right? Like, what about military members and their families? They have their own system, don't they?
You're right. We need to talk about TRICARE.
TRICARE. What is TRICARE exactly? Who is it for?
It's a healthcare program for active duty and retired members of the uniformed services, their families too, and certain survivors.
So it's a way to ensure that those who have served our country have access to quality care.
Exactly, no matter where they are in the world. And it's important to remember that TRICARE is totally separate from Medicare.
So if you're eligible for both, you need to coordinate your coverage carefully.
Absolutely. You don't want any gaps in your care or duplicate coverage.
It's like a whole other world of insurance to navigate.
It is. It's complex, but it's there to support our military and their families.
Well, we've really covered a lot of ground here, from the Affordable Care Act to TRICARE. It's amazing how complex this world of healthcare coverage can be.
Even in a state like Maryland that seems to have so many consumer protections in place.
You're right. It's a lot to keep track of. But don't worry, we're not done yet. We've got one more part to go on our deep dive.
Stick with us. We'll wrap up our exploration of Maryland insurance laws in the next segment.
We're back for the final stretch of our deep dive into Maryland insurance laws. It's been a whirlwind tour so far.
It has. We've explored everything from those big picture regulations to the tiny details of different policies, and we've seen how Maryland really tries to protect consumers every step of the way.
Right. They're not just setting up rules. They're making sure those rules actually work for the people.
Mm.
But before we wrap things up, I think there's one more important piece of the puzzle we need to fit in.
Oh, you mean the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene?
Exactly. I mean, we've talked about insurance, but what about the actual healthcare system in Maryland?
Ah, right. Well, the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene, they're kind of like the big boss of all things health-related in the state.
So they oversee everything. Hospitals, clinics, public health programs, the whole shebang.
Yep, everything. They set healthcare policy, make sure all the laws are being followed, and basically work to keep everyone in Maryland healthy and happy.
Sounds like a big job.
It is, but they've got a whole team of dedicated professionals working hard to make it happen. Speaking of health, we talked about dental insurance earlier, but what about the actual dental services available in Maryland?
Yeah, good point. Are there any special things we need to know about that?
Well, Maryland offers a full range of dental services, from those basic checkups and cleanings to more specialized stuff. You know, restorative dentistry, oral surgery, all that jazz.
Restorative dentistry, oral surgery.
Hmm.
Can you break those down for me? I'm not a dentist.
Sure. Restorative dentistry is all about fixing or replacing damaged teeth. Think fillings, crowns, bridges, that kind of thing.
Okay, that makes sense. And what about oral surgery? Is that like wisdom teeth removal?
Yep, that and also implants, biopsies, any kind of surgery that needs to be done in your mouth, jaws, or face. And then there's endodontics, which focuses on the inside of your teeth. Root canals, that's their specialty.
Root canals. Not my favorite thing, but I guess sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Right. And then there's periodontics, which deals with your gums and the structures that support your teeth. Gum disease, gum grafts, implants, that's all periodontics.
So if your gums are in trouble, that's who you need to see.
Exactly. And let's not forget prosthodontics. They're the ones who make dentures and other artificial teeth.
So they can give you back your smile if you've lost some teeth.
Exactly. And of course, we can't forget orthodontics, the masters of braces. They straighten teeth and fix bite problems.
It's amazing how specialized dentistry has become. Each part of your mouth has its own expert.
Right. It's pretty incredible. But let's loop back to dental insurance for a moment. We talked about the different types of plans, but are there any special things people need to know about how those plans interact with all these different dental services in Maryland?
Okay, give me the inside scoop. What do I need to watch out for?
Well, sometimes you'll find dental insurance integrated with health insurance.
So it's all bundled together.
Right, one deductible for both medical and dental. But often they're separate with their own deductibles and rules.
So it's important to read the fine print and understand exactly what's covered and how much you'll have to pay out of pocket.
Absolutely. And remember those preventative services we talked about. Cleanings, fluoride treatments, those are often covered without any deductible or coinsurance in Maryland.
Prevention is key.
Right. And some plans require those pre-treatment cost estimates for major procedures, just to make sure everyone's on the same page about the costs.
Transparency is always a good thing.
Definitely. And remember, a lot of plans are indemnity plans, meaning they pay a fixed amount for each procedure.
Right, regardless of what the dentist actually charges.
Exactly. So if your dentist charges more, you might have to cover the difference.
And don't forget, those waiting periods and probationary periods, they can apply to dental insurance too.
You got it. It's all about keeping the system fair and preventing people from abusing it.
Makes sense. So we've covered a lot of ground here. Life insurance, health insurance, long-term care, dental insurance, the Affordable Care Act. Wow, my brain is full.
I know, right? But I think we've done a pretty good job of breaking it all down and making it easy to understand.
We've seen how Maryland has really put a lot of thought into its insurance laws, trying to create a system that protects consumers and ensures access to affordable coverage.
Exactly. And it's not just about setting up rules, it's about making sure those rules actually work for the people. They're advocating for consumers, making sure everyone has a fair shake in the insurance market.
It's been an amazing journey. We've learned so much about the intricacies of Maryland insurance laws. But remember, this is just the beginning. The world of insurance is always changing, so it's important to stay informed and review your coverage regularly.
Exactly. Don't just set it and forget it. Life throws curveballs, your needs change, and your insurance should adapt with you.
Great advice. And if you have any questions or need help figuring things out, don't hesitate to reach out to a trusted insurance professional.
Right. There are resources available to help you navigate this complex world. We're all in this together.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into Maryland insurance laws. We hope you found it informative and empowering. Remember, knowledge is power. The more you know about insurance, the better equipped you'll be to protect yourself and your loved ones.
Stay curious, stay informed, and stay protected.
We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.